If there's ever a thing to keep an eye on, guys, right now, it's this Writers Guild strike that is going on in Hollywood. Let's face the facts. Hollywood is nothing, zero, zip, nada without the current crop of writers, because they're the ones that are promoting, pushing narratives, trans ideologies, cringe, all this woke culture that we've been bitching about for the last few months on this channel. And just overall, the downfall of Hollywood has attributed to these writers. But for whatever reason, these companies, these studios want these guys writing for them, even though they're the reason why people are tuning out in droves. They're the reason why ratings are going low for TV shows. They're the reason why box offices aren't hitting anymore. Honestly, if I was a studio in Hollywood, I would see this as the biggest potential out there to make things different, to change, get rid of all the wokies that are writing for Hollywood, because something has to change, and I think this strike is the perfect time to do it. Fuck them, is what I say. But real quick, biggest news right now is all these late night shows are shutting down immediately after the Writers Guild strike has been called. And these three guys are freaking like public enemy number one when it comes to being these corporate woke shills that promote all these freaking jokes. That, like, these guys cannot tell a joke without having somebody else write it for them. They have these writers that work on these monologues for them that promote jokes against conservatives, jokes against white people, Republicans, Donald Trump. That's all they have in their bag, is all these political agenda-driven commentaries and jokes. That's all these writers have, and that's why these shows have become some of the worst cesspools of entertainment. I can't tell you the last time I watched either of these individuals right here, but yeah, now because of this strike, late night TV is basically done. They are powerless without their writers, and I think that speaks volumes. Again, they could take advantage of this situation and just eliminate everything woke about Hollywood, but they're not. They're probably eventually going to cave in, bring these writers in, and stuff is going to not change at all. I mean, this conflict between the film studios and the Writers Guild of America, it has been brewing for quite some time. And maybe they've been purposely writing all this bullshit because they haven't been happy, or maybe they're just that fucking retarded and they don't know how to write. I think it's finally come to a head, though, when all these writers are going on strike to demand things like better compensation and better residuals for streaming and protection from ChatGPT and all this. I get it. This day and age, the AI stuff is getting a little worrisome, but a robot can write 1,000 times better than any kind of wokey Hollywood writer, in my opinion. I think these are the same writers, again, like I said, that have contributed to this decline of Hollywood. This decline where they're prioritizing agendas like woke identity politics, trans ideologies, LGBTQ force-feeding shit. Again, there's nothing wrong with being gay and all this stuff, but let's be honest, when the best attribute of characters that you come up with is that they're gay, you're not writing good. Give us an entertaining plot. Give us a good story. Give us something that makes us want to tune in week after week, or want to go and buy this movie, or buy tickets to go see a movie. All right? Make something compelling. Make something creative. Make something complex. You know, many productions as a result of this strike have been shut down as a result. And I think that speaks volumes. These guys are freaking hands tied, especially these late night shows, which is ridiculous. But in all honesty, I see this as good fucking news, okay? Especially with the decline and poor quality of recent releases that we've been seeing, especially with Star Wars, Marvel. Come on, you can't deny that. All right? Now, late night talk shows, again, like Jimmy Kimmel, who's cringe, Jimmy Fallon, who's cringe, and Stephen Colbert, who's a freaking piece of crap. I think them getting hit particularly hard with this strike reveals it all. That they rely on huge teams of writers because they have these daily shows. They craft the monologues and they just literally read a point by point transcriber. What the fuck is it called? I forget what the stupid thing is called that scrolls up. I'm so brain dead right now. I'm tired. Long week ahead of me. But yeah, these guys, teleprompters, that's what it is. They rely on other people's words, all right? And when these shows go dark, it's because they have no writers. These guys, Jimmy Kimmel literally was touted as a comedian. Same with Fallon. Comedians for years, but without writers. They have no creative bones inside their bodies to be able to go off the cuff and make a monologue and just, I don't know, come up with something. Like, I think I literally could sit here and come up with a monologue on my own that I can think right off the cuff of my head and it would be funny, right? Like, just for example, I could do like a 1-minute monologue. Welcome, ladies, to the 8-Bit Eric channel. We are out here. We are live. We are more wild than Chris Chan being spotted at a Virginia Walmart. See, like, that was one joke, right? I don't know. Anyways, the point is that this is embarrassing. These guys cannot go off the cuff for 10 to 15 minutes at all. Like, I'm going off the cuff here for like 8. They're not entertainers anymore. TV is not about entertainers. It's about being political. It's about being unfunny, and that's why ratings are plummeting. Jimmy Fallon may have supported the strike publicly, but you think about it, behind the scenes, he's definitely panicking. You know damn well he doesn't want his writers to be striking right now. I think this has definitely caused a disruption in Hollywood that was much needed, and it's exposing a lot of things, such as the industry's reliance or over-reliance on these writers. The need for them to also focus on creating engaging stories rather than pushing agendas is also being spotted here. Like, hands down, the fact that Hollywood, I guess, talk shows, such as these big three that are aforementioned, if their hands are cuffed where they have to physically shut down because they don't have their monologue writers, shows you just how bad they rely on their identity politics and crap. And this is great. Like, to me, somebody that calls out wokeness and stuff like that, I'm fucking loving this. Give other people a chance, I think. They should definitely try to do a positive development out of this. They won't. They fucking won't. They'll stick to their woke ideologies. They're going to pay all these terrible actors more money, and we're going to be doomed with shit writing. But if they really wanted to make a change, they would just replace them with new writers that want to focus on writing good things. Hungry writers that are dedicated to their craft, writers that are passionate, writers that won't shove agendas down our throats. They could start over. Like, Hollywood could redeem itself if they chose to just let those guys fuck off and get some new guys that want to write good content. But let's be honest, they won't. They fucking won't.